Good morning. It is the 17th of April, the day after Easter. I've continued the trench down to the end of the Snake Mound here. It's still filled with earth. I have to show that on top, but I have to decide if I'm going to add any more on top in a couple spots before I continue or not. These few sticks sticking up are where I have the mound completely covered and seeded. And so past that, it's completely unfinished. So I'm thinking I'm going to take a few more, let's say, potato rakefuls and maybe a few branches. There's a bunch of dead stuff sitting right there. I can grab that, and I've got a few branches that are out in that spot that I didn't clean out last time. Put them at the end, and then I'll continue from that side down. I'll navigate down this way, and I'll have to navigate myself through these stinging nettles. So there'll be a lot of rhizomes there to chop through. And then I have a brick wall here that I might be able to move, might not. We'll see how that goes. It looks like some plastic that I need to move. I saw a glass bottle up there a while ago, and some other plastic junk over there I'll take to the garbage bag. But I think next time I turn the camera on is when I take it down all the way to the end, and I've got it trenched on both sides before I cover the top. They said showers today, but it's not showers. It looks like hail, but it's really sleet, I think. Yeah, this is sleet. So just sleet. It warmed up for a while and then suddenly got cold. I guess I know why now. So well, it's been another hour. There are a lot of roots down here too. Surprised. It's mostly from these bushes, and yeah, there's a lot of vines as well that I had to pull out of the ground underneath that ran across. But anyway, I've made the trench at least on both sides all the way to the back. I added another 2.5 feet to the end. I put some bricks on the very, very end. They're under the dirt, you can't see them. So all I have to do when I come back next time to finish this mound is shovel the dirt out of both swales on top. Once I dig out one side on the top, I'll walk on it and I'll make sure it's all uniform. Then I'll scoop up the other side on top, and then on top of that I'll plant things like mustard and other grass seeds, like well, whatever I can find. Anyway, I'm not going to finish it today. I'm going to head back into town. I'm hungry. It feels like lunchtime, but I've added another almost, it was 17 meters, so it's probably 17 and a half, almost 18 meters long now. When I first started this mound 4 years ago, at this point in time, I had barely just started. I've decided to take you on a top of the original mound walk, just to show you how the weeds have invaded the mound, but they're holding it together at least. So that's the one positive thing about being covered with weeds. So the original Hugel Mound walk from the top. That's a spot I still want to repair right there. Here's my new bush. It's doing really well. Right there is the horseradish, so we're on the front side of the mound now, on the south side, and all of this the horseradish is there. All of this mustard growing up here. You can see the crack here where the ground has slumped after I repaired that side where the pigs dug out. So before I continue, just to look back from the top here, the pigs dug this hole out to the wood back about 2.5 feet and put it all in the bottom, and I shoveled it back up. And I put a lot of other logs and sticks in there to hold it back, so hopefully it'll stay. Almost reaching the end of the mound now. There's my bird water bowl. It's filled with water, so it's been raining a lot. And there's the end of the mound there. So this is the step down first one, step down second one. This is for comparison of size. Okay, it's April 23rd. It's been a cold week. It's been sleeting, and there's some hail in this. Anyway, some animals dug out a pit there. They've been scraping off the sides and the top a bit. That's what birds do, though. Mice have been digging holes through it. Anyway, I came out here this morning to try to finish this. I'm going to give it a good 20 or 30 minutes dig. And if I get too wet, I'm going to head out because I only have one jacket and I'll be soaking wet. So I'm going to try to finish as much as I can, even though it's sleeting right now. It won't bother me too much as long as I stay warm. Well, it stopped raining here. The sun came out just about 4 minutes ago, and I noticed how much the mound was steaming. First I noticed myself steaming, but the mound is steaming right now with the sun coming out on it. All that cold sleet evaporating, I guess. But anyway, from the shovel here, I've made it down from the shovel down to this corner, and I started hitting bricks that spilled off from when they dumped this pile of brick here. There's some down under the ground here. So I'm going through here, throwing up little chunks of brick every now and then, and throwing it up where the other brick is, but not very far from the tail now, and then I just have to do the other side. But before I do the other side, I'm going to throw what remaining pumpkin seeds I have on, and I'll bury those here before I go today. So this might get done in another hour and a half or so, but it's nice to take a break every once in a while, especially when the sun's shining like this. So catch my breath and I'll go back at it. There are more storm clouds coming. Anyway, just wanted to show you here, this is 10 o'clock in the morning. It won't be in direct sunlight until about almost noon, and then again will be shady at 4 in the afternoon this time of year, maybe 5. And to remind myself of why exactly I built this thing out here, this is in the sunlight. The sun is high in the sky. This has been absorbing sunlight all morning long. It hasn't been in the shade, not since, well, it's been in the sunlight since I got here, and that was just before 9. So, and on the other side of it, it'll only get shaded in the late evening by this, and it's still really a wispy tree, so you'll still get some pretty good sunlight till much later. Okay, on the right hand side of this, I've taken it all the way almost to the end of the tail here, and I will scoop around the end. And what I'm going to do now, I've jumped up and down on top of this, crunched a bunch down, smashed dirt in between cracks. It's pretty good now. So I'm going to spread pumpkin seeds on the top, and then I'm going to shovel out this trench here on the left hand side all the way back around to where those sticks are sticking up by the shovel, and I'm going to call it good for the day once I do that. So I've got about, looks like maybe almost 200 pumpkin seeds, and I'm going to spread them along here, and we'll see if even 3 or 4 plants grow. Here on the other side, here's the snake mound, and just on the other side of the snake mound, I've discovered that I have Japanese knotweed growing right here. You can see it. I've never noticed it here before, but it's been here for years because I can see all the dead stalks on the ground. I'm surprised it likes higher elevations and it's not growing down here where the mound is. It's just about 2 feet higher, and then, well, that's getting pretty close there though. That one's really close. So maybe it's spreading. I mean, I might have to come through here and dig up a few tubers and let them dry out and kill the rest by make it into a tea or something this summer. I've just made a tea out of a bunch of this stuff. Hopefully in a few weeks it'll be good to pour on the mound. It'll be nice and fermented. Alright, so yeah, I have Japanese knotweed right next to my garden. I hope it doesn't take over the whole garden, but I've been here for 4 years and I've never noticed it before, and it's been here for a long time, I can tell. It hasn't spread too much. Maybe these guys right here are pioneers, so maybe those are the ones I should be worried about. Once they get on this side of the log, I'll definitely know that I've got to take care of business. So there's the pumpkin seeds spread across the whole mound here, all the way up to right there. I've got more towards the back end here because they can turn into a big messy jungle back here, and I don't care. Towards the front end of here I've put fewer of them. Alright, so that's the snake mound finished. And again, when I say finished, it doesn't mean I'm not going to be working on this for several years, just getting it to hold together. But it's covered as I wanted it to be this year. It's seeded with pumpkins. I put a few quince, whole frozen quince in there, and a couple apples that I had frozen. See if anything sprouts. If they don't, it's no big deal. It's just going to compost their fruit into the mound anyway. So that is a snake mound. I'm going to film with my other camera now. Oh, only one. I see only one pumpkin seed sticking out. Okay. Anyway, I'll use my other camera now to give you a wider angle view of this. So there it is. From the dry spot next to those sticks up there, all the way back here, that's 2/3 of it I did this morning to cover up. I couldn't dig the trench straight through here because of the big bricks that came up through here, so it reaches ground level here with brick underneath, but then the trench continues here and goes all the way to the head. So this part I finished this morning. So that is the snake mound. It's about 2.5–3 weeks of work.